Well, good late evening, guys. Gonna do a news breakdown, national news tonight, coming to you at 10:29 at night. So here it is. Let's just jump in. Hunter Biden convinced Joe Biden to support his affair with his brother's wife. Yeah, interesting news, right? So anyway, Georgia boycott. The the issue is the voter laws that they passed was to make it more transparent. Well, basically prove who you are. So now Georgia's Governor Stacey Abrams is freaking out because she doesn't want all the business that's going to be lost because the baseball teams have decided to move out of Georgia, and that's not good because it's going to cost a lot of money. A lot of revenue is going to be lost by these teams leaving, and it's actually going to affect their economy, and that's a problem that they're having now. So it seems like this is really stupidity on steroids. Whenever a baseball team or group of baseball teams get together and decide to attack a political move, and it ends up hurting the city of Atlanta. So yeah, just not the best thing to be doing at this time, especially during a pandemic. I know there's money flying everywhere and everything's great and all that stuff, but hey, just don't kick yourself in the teeth. Just telling you. Okay, well, Biden was speaking from the heart when he endorsed the boycott of Georgia, and he wasn't really trying to cause loss of revenue and jobs and all that neat stuff that went along with this deal. So Biden was just speaking from the heart. In an interview, he talked about that. H.R. 1 would not allow the states to keep requirements on voter ID. So this is what the Democrats are pushing right now is H.R. 1. So, I mean, the states have the right to decide. We don't want a national, the way this is sounding, they don't want a national voting registration. You follow the national laws. No states can intervene or interject. So this is up to the states. This is up to whoever decides to do what. It's not a he said she said thing. It's basically if the state decides to do that, that's what the state decides to do, as long as it's not unconstitutional or blocking citizens of the United States from actually voting and doing their constitutional duty in the future. So yeah, that's what HR 1 sounds like it would do, and I'm just saying to me. Okay, a man in Oakland, California used a machete to stop his parents from being robbed on their front porch, and they were being just robbed. They're Asian, and a bunch of hoodlums were just stealing everything. So the guy came out of the house with a machete and chased him off. So that was news. It was in the news today. So tonight. Okay. Now, bridges. This is what's in the bill, the $2.2 trillion bill. It's actually more than $2.2 trillion, but this was 46,000 bridges need repair across the United States. Yes, that is big, huge. The $2.2 trillion bill, only 5 to 6% actually goes to infrastructure. This monstrosity of a sickening, crazy bill. It raises corporate taxes, which, hey, there are a lot of big corporations didn't pay nothing. They didn't pay much at all in taxes. Now, how about we just tax them and recover some of the money we've already spent through this monstrosity of COVID bills that's been flying out the window, and maybe we just take that tax money and actually just pay back the debt that we've accrued. That'd be great. Just tax the big corporations. Amazon and all these other great guys are making bazillions of dollars. Or, Jeff Bezos is one of the richest men on the planet, and his employees are peeing in bottles. So they can't even take a break. So we could hit Bezos with the, whatever amount of taxes, because he really paying his employees not very good. That's been a constant thing in the news, how he's not paying his employees, and he's, just Bezos is just sick. He's just got issues. Horrible, horrible. Okay, raise the corporate tax. That's what they're going to do. Let's see, infrastructure. We talked about that. Biden's this bill is gonna be hundreds of billions of dollars. Just stupid stuff. They should break the bill down to individual bills, 50 billion here, 50 billion there, and then these idiots that are sitting at the The House and the Senate could sit down and decide what is really needed and what isn't, and how the funding for $50 billion at a time, $40 billion at a time. These guys can't get anything right half the time. They just completely crap show. So if they just broke it down and we got to watch a $50 billion bill go through and know exactly where it went, had documentation on where it went, how they're going to pay it back. Is this just money being thrown at people, manufacturing, training? Is this going to be, just a pet project, 20 or $30 billion? The BLM going to receive 30, $40 billion? What are they going to do with the money? That kind of stuff would be responsible. That's responsible government, responsible budget versus just a 2.2 or a $1.9 trillion or $1 trillion, Heroes Act. That's what needs to be done. And people need to start turning around and saying, hey, you know what? We don't, Democrats, Republicans, Independents need to say, you no more 2.2, no more 1.9, no more 1 trillions. You break these bills down individually and let us see what's actually happening and what you're spending the money on. That's physical responsibility. They have to be responsible for what they're passing. We have to know what it's going to be. What about the all these electric stations they're going to put up for electric cars? Who's benefiting from that? Who's going to make the money? Are they going to pay this money back? Each one of the stations that's going to receive a whatever amount of money to build one or have one built by the federal government, and then they're just going to make money off of it. Doesn't make sense. They have to pay that money back, so we got to make sure that's being done. It's just not a federal grant that's not going to need to be paid back ever. That money needs to return itself. Okay, we don't want the corporations and higher estate taxes, death taxes going to go up. Small business corporations, their tax is going to go up. Stuff like that. They don't need to be paying for Sinclair to get 15 electric stations put on their property. They're going to make huge amounts of money off of. It's going to be private, and we're going to pay for it. No, that needs to be stopped immediately. Portland, not being mentioned in the news because they're still having riots and they're still burning stuff, and the businesses are still suffering, and they're attacking businesses and government buildings. And right now, Oregon, there's a bunch of people that want to break Oregon up and take the rural parts of Oregon and stick it with Idaho. So, yeah, and overall violence in Portland has gone just through the roof. It's just continually going up. Okay. Florida has declared a state of emergency because of wastewater ponds that's there. It's salt water mixed with nitrates. It's basically a fertilizer plant. It's an old pond they built, and to catch the wastewater, it's in the Tampa Bay area. It has a chance of flooding if the dam is breached, and it already is breaking. It's phosphates. There's it's a kind of not really dangerous. What they're saying is just acidic, and it doesn't seem like it's really toxic. I think that what's going to happen is there's going to be a massive flood from it, but who knows? Some would say it's not toxic. It probably is toxic. We didn't really know about this back in 2019, but cyber experts say 500 million Facebook users' information was posted on a hacking website. So, that's just 500 million, 500 million people's information, phone numbers, addresses, everything they could get is just posted in 2019. 32 million in the United States. So we didn't really hear anything about that. Facebook didn't just really say, we heard a little bit in the news, but you didn't realize that your information's still been posted out, and the criminals have your information. They have your phone number. 2019. 2020's wiped our brains clean. So, yeah, it's kind of a scary cyber attack that went on. So that was in the news today. It's 2021. Just saying. So anyway, 33% increase in crimes in major cities across America. 33% increase in crimes across America. That pretty much tells you that there's a lot of people doing absolutely nothing, and there's a lot of criminals. And there's probably a lot of criminals being released because of COVID back on the streets. And I heard personally of a lot of people that were released from jail, but you don't know. Big cities, there's a lot of heavy crime going on in those areas. It's a magnet for criminals and thieves. So, they release people back on the streets because of COVID. Looks like crime's going to increase. I wonder what that statistic really is. It's just remember the media. Media is your eyes and ears. Whatever you see, they report. Whatever information they dig up, that is the future. That is your information. That is what is happening, and that is the law of your knowledge, or the maximum of your knowledge. If it isn't reported or accurately reported, then you don't really know. I could be a reporter for CNN and be telling you there's an increase of 55%. Didn't have to be debunked. So, okay, guys, have a great night. I hope you all go to bed. It's 10:39. I'm very tired. By the way, I did back my trailer into my fence today. Blew up a battery in my trailer I bought, 1995 trailer. Had a pretty interesting weekend. So, tried to get out and do some a little bit of camping, check out the trailer, see how it ran. Didn't get to go hunting antlers or doing any real fun stuff, but we got out, did it anyways, had a good time. And I did repair the trailer today. That's what I did for the rest of the day, and finally able to sit down and do some news. Go check out Paranormal Activities. I got that. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.